So today we're here with Team Core athlete Chloe, who has recently finished second place. Second place, is that right?
Joint second.
Joint second at the Red On Backyard Ultra. So we're just gonna sit down with her and ask her a few questions about how she got on, how she got into to ultra running, and just find a little bit more about herself.
Right, Claire, so for anyone who doesn't quite know what the Backyard Ultra style event is, could you just sort of explain that to us and how it works?
Yeah, so Backyard Ultra is 4.1 miles, which is 6.7k on the hour, every hour, until there's only one person left.
Last man standing.
Last man standing, that's it.
Very good. So why do you think this sort of style race appeals to so many people at the moment?
Probably from that Go One More, the BPN one.
Yeah.
I think that's where it all like sort of kicked off really. Everyone started to realise that you could actually push yourself that far. I think it's, to be honest as well, I think it's like an easy way of doing it, to push yourself that far, because you know that you can come back, you can rest, you can feed, you can go again. So
why did you choose the Red On event at Cheltenham?
Connor did it last year, didn't he?
You wanted to beat your partner then?
You are?
You wanted to beat your partner?
Yeah, I did though, didn't I? Sorry. Yeah. No, that's why I wanted to give it a go this year. I had FOMO from last year.
Was there any point of the race where you thought you might not actually finish this race?
Not really.
Not really?
No. I knew I was going to finish it regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 100 miles is a long way. Do you think you could have gone more?
I could have gone more, yeah.
Wow.
Definitely. Could have turned up one more time and then again, but...
Yeah. What is your sort of immediate thought now that the race is over? How do you feel physically and how do you feel mentally about the race?
I feel good, to be fair. I'm ready to go again. Ready. Wow. I could run another 100 miles soon.
And
I might be.
Yeah. Would you attribute that more to your mental state or your physical? Your training, obviously, your partner Connor helps out with your programming and all your training. Would you say that is a mixture of you feel physically able or mentally you just want to go again because the desire's there, or what would you say it is?
I think I'm mentally quite strong anyway, so I know myself that I can get back up and go again.
Yeah. How many miles roughly a week are you running at the minute?
About 50 mile a week.
About 50 mile a week.
Yeah.
So relatively low in comparison to probably a higher end ultra running, and probably just shows that the potential that you have got in the ultra marathon world as to if you can continue to keep raising that baseline mileage, you have a lot of potential. Yeah,
it just proves though that you don't actually need to put all these miles in. I was speaking to some people and they was putting ridiculous miles in, but they was getting injured. Didn't see them at the start line.
Yeah. And there's a fine line in this kind of training, isn't it? A fine line between fitness and feeling fatigued and getting injured and all the rest of it. And you kind of think in your prep that you strike that balance pretty well.
Yeah, definitely.
So going into the race, did you have a kind of fixed plan or strategy? Was the goal always 100 miles? How was you going to break it down and what was the sort of expectations going into it?
So everyone was saying to me, do you have a plan going into it? Like, what's the distance that you actually want to get? And you can't have a plan going into something like this because you don't know how you're going to feel on the day. Like, you don't know what the next lap's going to be. You don't know what the course is, so you can't have a plan in mind. I just thought, get through this lap, get to the next one, and we'll go again. We'll go from there. And when it got dark and then it started to get light again, I was like, I can easily do this for another 6 hours. Let's just go. Just get it done now.
What hurt the most? Was it like mechanical? Was it joints? Was it muscular? Or would you say you just took it in your stride and you felt you could
I just took it in my stride, carried on. I was fine, to be honest.
I'm going to touch on your next event.
Yeah.
Which you've got coming up in the near future. Do you think if you didn't have this sort of in the back of your mind and sort of going forward that you could have gone a little bit further at the...
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I probably would have liked being up there with maybe top 6. I feel like I could have done as well. My body felt capable enough to keep going.
What mistake do you think most people going into one of these events for the first time make?
Underfueling. I don't know, sleep. Not getting enough sleep. Like your lead up to the event needs to be like down to a T. You need to make sure you're sleeping properly, eating properly, getting enough hydration in. The mistake people make on the day would probably be tiredness, fatigue as well, because you're pushing your body to an absolute limit where you've never pushed before. So fatigue is probably a massive one where people let themselves down.
And at any moment of the race, what were you telling yourself at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning when you're running around Cheltenham Racecourse in the pitch black, or you just full focus, zoned in? And
I had my hat on, I had my head down, and I was just like, let's just get this lap done, and then it's going to be light, and then the game starts again when it starts to get light. So
obviously at this event, it was a mixed event. There was both males and females, but obviously. Being a female yourself, was the event fairly well represented in terms of males and females? Was there a fairly even distribution of that, or was there more males than females?
No, yeah, definitely. There was a good ratio, really, and the Red On team that was hosting it, like, there was really cheering all the women on as well, so that was really good to see. Yeah,
and that's amazing, isn't it? And is the probably the inclusion in endurance sports. I mean, I've touched on endurance sports myself with the Ironman racing, and you often go to the events, and there's often a lot more males than females. But it's great now that we're in a time where you can go to these events and females are so well represented. What do you think might be the barriers to females getting involved in ultra running, and how do you think you can, obviously with what you've achieved, how do you think you can help break that barrier down?
I think some women might be a little bit intimidated by going into a space like that, because you don't hear many women doing it. That's probably a big barrier for them. Just do it.
Yeah, and ultimately it's absolutely amazing that you're such a talented athlete and you went there and you did complete 100 miles and you've come away feeling like you could have done more and all the rest of it. But ultimately that's not always going to be the case for everybody, is it? So these events are designed for people, okay, it doesn't matter whether you do 4 miles or 100 miles, does it? And I think that's the important message that you probably want to get across, is that it's about that inclusivity, isn't it? That it's an event for everybody.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, everyone runs their own race.
I love that, yeah, they run their own race. Has it sunk in yet that you came in second place, or was that the expectation, or was there no expectation?
No expectation, no, none whatsoever. I didn't think I'd come joint second at all.
It's give you a taste for it, and you just think you can, as Nick Bear says, go one more, and hopefully you can get that top spot next time.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
So obviously, on the topic of girl power in this ultra space, is there anyone that you sort of look up to or are inspired by in the sport?
Yeah, there's quite a few that I look up to, really. One particular, she's called Sarah Perry. She set the world record in the Biggs Backyard Ultra in 2025, which was 95 laps.
Oof,
I think.
400 odd miles.
Yeah.
So you just sort of channel your Jeanette Perry when you're...
put my hat on, put my head down, and I just think, what would she do?
So Chloe, you recently joined Team Core as an athlete, one of our athlete ambassadors, which we're extremely privileged and excited about. But what was behind your reasons that you kind of accepted our proposal and was willing to get on board and represent our brand?
So you guys are obviously longer in the game than anyone that I really know, and you guys got good morals. You support what I also believe in as well. So obviously, like, it's find a way. You always find a way to get shit done, basically.
Yeah, I love that.
And that's what I support as well.
Yeah, and obviously, what's kind of exciting is that we're on this ascendancy path, and you're at the early stages of your career, and hopefully we can sort of continue to
see where we all go.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And continue to see where we go and continue to find a way, and it's going to be a great relationship, I'm sure of that.
So obviously the ultra running game, you have to run a lot. Obviously you said you're doing 50 odd miles a week, but you obviously do a lot of strength training as well, that obviously some people may not realise. What sort of role does that play in your training, and why do you incorporate so much of that?
Strength training obviously prevents injuries as well, so if I've got strong legs, then they're the legs that are gonna carry me very far.
Durable.
Yeah, it's just makes you stronger, doesn't it, as well, I suppose. You need to keep on top of it. If you're putting all the miles in, you really need to get your strength training down as well. That's just as important as running.
So what sort of, obviously you go to sort of a local gym out where you are, what sort of equipment do you find you're using the most?
I just tend to stick to like the single leg stuff, because that's what I find
so
works
a lot of, like,
for me.
Dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So alongside your strength training, there's obviously then another point to the triangle, which is the nutrition side of things. Obviously, you spoke about fueling a lot, which is really important. So how do things like the precision gels and electrolyte sort of tabs play a role there for you?
So I take electrolytes every single day in the morning before my workout. They do help massively because they support your hydration.
So in terms of on the race day and fueling, obviously fueling, it doesn't matter how fit you are, if you don't fuel correctly on something like that, that's going to severely hamper your ability to run as far as you can. So in terms of your race day strategy and your fueling, how did that look?
So I was eating little but often, so like every lap I was coming back and I was just eating something, even if I wasn't hungry. I was just trying to keep on top of it because I didn't want any of like the stores to get depleted basically. And everyone misses protein as well. Like you'd think that you're not meant to eat protein when you're doing stuff like that, but eventually your body will start to crave that protein.
And it's sort of an easy trap to fall into, because often when you're doing these kind of things, you're working at that lower intensity, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you naturally might think that you're not burning as many carbohydrates as if you would if you was, for example,
running
a marathon or a half marathon or etc. But it can bite you towards the back end if you don't kind of stay on top of it. That's the key, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And did you? How did you utilize gels? Did you utilize gels on your fueling as well?
I use gels. I was using gels like every other lap, so that just really gave me a massive boost, really.
And that's the key, innit? It's how you combine the two. So you want the kind of fast acting carbohydrates that you're going to get from the gels, but also you sort of want that palatability of still eating something, don't you? That might be a trap that some people might fall into, right? Is that they go and just rely on one or the other, and it's...
Yeah, some people just solely rely on gels and some people just solely rely on food. But obviously when you're doing your training, you find that balance as well. So on the longer runs, you'll eat a bit and then you'll have a gel and then eat a bit and then have another gel.
Awesome. So, and would you say that is fairly individual? Like you've obviously found your sweet spot because fueling didn't seem like an issue. And is that something that you would strongly encourage people to practice in training?
Yeah, definitely. You do need to practice because you've got to stimulise basically what you're doing for the actual day as well. You don't want to get to the start line and think, oh, don't know what I'm doing now.
Yeah. Don't change anything on race day.
Don't introduce anything new either.
Why do you think people willingly do these activities? You know, when it comes to like running 100 miles, it's a long way. What do you think drives people to willingly run 100 miles?
It's probably for the Instagram post.
That's a good answer.
No, I think, I don't know, it's good to test yourself in it. It's good to see how far you can actually push your body. And that's what I wanted to do. And it's just given me the taste for it because I want to go further now.
So we're going to fire some fun, quick fire questions to Chloe. So nice, quick, snappy answers.
All right.
Don't think about it
too
much.
Just go straight in.
So what was the hardest lap of the race?
The last one.
Worst moment of the race?
Ringing the bell.
Ooh. Favourite training run?
Ooh. I like going on the trails.
Nice.
When you're running the Backyard Ultra, music or total silence?
Silence. I like to listen to my feet on the floor.
Daytime laps or nighttime laps?
I thought I preferred the daytime laps, but the nighttime laps was something else. Yeah. It was different.
So in terms of your fueling, is there any food that you just kind of don't want to eat again after this race?
Oh, I would say pizza, you know. Yeah,
pizza.
I eat too much of it.
Give us one ultra marathon myth that you want to bust, whether it be in training, in the preparation, or the race day itself.
People putting the miles in for no reason.
Yeah.
Don't want to bring on an injury and then get to the day and you
jump miles.
Yeah.
When you're running an ultra marathon, what's the gear or the piece of equipment that you really rely upon and that you just could not do without?
On the day?
On the day.
When I'm running?
Yeah.
Piece of equipment?
Yeah.
My legs.
Your legs. That's a good answer. What do you think is the toughest part of ultra marathon running? Is it 1, the sleep deprivation, or 2, the physical pain?
Sleep deprivation. It's mind over matter.
Right, so looking ahead then, Chloe, Obviously, you're feeling fine, recovered. What's next? Do you want to go further?
So yeah, in 3 months' time, I will be taking on the Trans-Pennine Trail, which is 215 miles from Southport to Hornsey. I'm raising money for my friend's baby who's just been diagnosed with a life-changing disease. It's called crab disease, and he's only been given 18 months to live. So I've already raised over £8,000
Wow.
to run it.
Yeah,
so.
obviously that's amazing then, and obviously going to be something that's obviously a very emotional occasion close to you, and something that you want to sort of share as much as possible. So we'll pop a link in our captions and share it all over our socials too. Try and get as much support behind that as possible. So that's an amazing event to look forward to. So what excites you most going forward into the future? Like, are there any specific races that you've got on the bucket list or anything like that?
So I've already booked for next year's Red On Backyard Ultra. I've got the 215 mile, and then I've got not Boston Marathon, just done that. I've got York Marathon at the end of the year, which, depending on how this 215 mile run goes, I'll try and get a sub 3.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's all up to now.
Taking all that into account, going forward into these events, what parts of your performance do you think that you can still sort of develop and improve on?
So I definitely need to probably up my strength training a little bit. I need to get that in a little bit more. If I'm running for longer, I need to try and get stronger as well. So.
Very good.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So thank you very much, Chloe, for coming down to the HQ and offering all those bits of advice and some useful tips for everybody watching, and just for us to kind of understand a little bit about where you're going next. And what last thing we just want to finish on. So from this specific race, from this 100 miles that you did at the Red On Backyard Ultra, like, what would you say was the biggest take-home lesson that you've learned? Because obviously we always try and learn from every race that we do, and there's always positives and negatives. What would you say was the biggest lesson that you've had from this specific race?
My potential. I didn't realise how much of a potential I actually did have. Like, I always go into things with the mindset of, if you're going to do it and you're going to be scared, you may as well just do it anyway, because whether you do it or not, you're still going to be scared.
Awesome. What an answer.
Was it?
Yeah. What an answer that was to finish. Yeah, that was awesome. Well done.